Hello students, this is Dr. Saurabh Rajaram Mhatre from Sri RLT College of Science, Sakola. So, we are learning the chapter respiration and circulation. So, in last lecture we have seen about respiratory system of human beings. So, today we are going to see about mechanism of respiration. So, we all know that respiration is a biological process in which exchange of gases between the atmosphere and lungs takes place. So it results into the formation of energy currency, that is ATP. So exchange of gases between atmosphere and lungs results into the formation of adenosine triphosphate ATP molecules. So these these result of ATP formation includes various processes like breathing, external respiration, internal respiration, and cellular respiration. So these are the four processes. Through these processes, the formation of ATP takes place due to the exchange of gases between atmosphere and lungs. So first of all, breathing. Breathing is a physical process. Breathing is a physical process by which gaseous exchange take place between atmosphere and lungs. It is very simple. Gaseous exchange between atmosphere and lungs. It involves inspiration and expiration. Inspiration and expiration. So these both steps involved parts of thoracic ribcage, the ribs, sternum, and intercostal muscles and muscles of the diaphragm. So, inspiration and expiration involves thoracic cage, ribs, sternum, intercostal muscles, and muscles of diaphragm. So, first of all, we are going to learn about inspiration. Inspiration. During inspiration, the atmospheric air is taken into the lungs. Inspiration means taken inside into the lungs. It occurs due to the pressure gradient formed between the lungs and atmospheres. There is a formation of pressure gradient between lungs and atmosphere. So this process is active process in which diaphragm becomes flat. So it is very important to understand, in inspiration diaphragm gets flat and goes downward. So the external intercostal muscles contract, so the ribs and sternum moves upward side. In inspiration the diaphragm becomes flat and goes downward side. The external intercostal muscles contract, so the ribs and sternum move upward and outward side. Upward and moves outward side. This leads to increase the thoracic volume. This leads to the thoracic volume increase and decrease in pressure of thorax and lungs. Decrease in the pressure of thorax and lungs. So, to equalize the low pressure inside the lungs, air from atmosphere pushes into lungs, vice versa. This all process is known as inspiration. This all process is known as inspiration. So, in inspiration, we have seen that the diaphragm gets flat and goes downward. Then external intercostal muscles, so the ribs and sternum move upward and outward side. So this leads the thoracic volume increases and decrease in the pressure of thorax and lungs. So to equalize the pressure inside the lungs, air from the atmosphere rushes into the lungs. So this is known as inspiration. So next is expiration. Expiration, during the expiration, thorax contract, causing air to be exhaled. Exhaled. In inspiration, inhaled. In expiration, exhaled. The diaphragm relaxes and pushes upward. Diaphragm relaxes and moves upwardly. It becomes dome shape. It becomes dome shape. So we can see these dome shape in the diagram of breathing. Expiration, diagram B, breathing out means expiration. In this diagram we can see diaphragm relaxes and move upward and gets dome shape. So intercostal muscles also relaxes, pulling the rib cage inward. Rib cage gets inward and downward side and downward side. These causes decrease in thoracic volume. Here thoracic volume gets decreases and leads to increase the pressure in thorax and lungs. So as compared to atmospheric pressure, the pressure in thorax and lungs gets decreases. So the air from lungs rushes out from the lungs to atmosphere, and this process is known as expiration. This process is known as expiration. So one inspiration and one expiration is one breath. One breath is means one inspiration and one expiration equals to one breath. So we can see these two diagrams of breathing. In first, inspiration, and in second, expiration. In inspiration, rib cage move upward and forward type. The pressure in lungs decreases and airs come into the lungs and thorax. So in this process, diaphragm contracts and moves downward, means that is gets flattened. And in expiration, diaphragm relaxes and moves upward side and it is like dome shape. So this is all about breathing process, inspiration and expiration. So after the breathing, there is second, external respiration, means exchange of gases at alveolar level. Exchange of gases. And alveolus consists of a layer of simple squamous epithelium. We have learned in 11th standard simple squamous epithelial tissue. So these simple squamous epithelial tissue are present in the alveolus, resulting as the basement membrane. It is intimately associated with dense network of capillaries. So we can see in this diagram, it is attached to the dense network of capillaries. Means alveolus consists of simple squamous epithelial resting on the basement membrane that is intimately associated with dense network of capillaries. The capillary wall is also made up of simple squamous epithelial resting on a thin basement membrane. So both are made up of simple squamous epithelial tissue and both have resting on thin basement membrane. Both the layers have similar structure and thin walled. Both layers are similar structure and thin walled. Together they make up respiratory membrane through which gases exchange occurs. They both togetherly make the respiratory membrane through which gases exchange takes place. Gases exchange occurs through which between the alveolar air and the blood. Alveolar air and blood, because there are dense network of capillaries, and in capillaries there is blood, and in alveoli there is a air. So between alveolar air and blood in capillaries, there is exchange of gases takes place. Exchange of gases takes place. The diffusion of gases will takes place from an area of higher particle pressure, higher partial pressure, to an area of lower partial pressure until the partial pressure in two regions reaches equilibrium. Means diffusion of gases takes place from higher partial pressure to the lower partial pressure until these two regions reaches at the equilibrium. So the partial pressure of carbon dioxide of blood enters the pulmonary capillaries. Partial pressure of carbon dioxide of blood entering the pulmonary capillaries is 45 mmHg, while partial pressures of carbon dioxide in alveolar air is 40 mmHg. Due to this difference, carbon dioxide diffuses from capillaries into alveolus. Capillaries into alveolus. Similarly, partial pressure of oxygen of blood is in pulmonary capillaries is 40 mmHg, while alveolar blood is 104 mmHg pressure. So due to this difference, oxygen diffuses from alveoli to the capillaries to maintain the equilibrium. So this is the actual mechanism. Partial pressure of oxygen in blood pulmonary capillaries is 40 mmHg, while in alveolar blood it is 104 mmHg. Due to this difference of oxygen diffusion from alveoli to the capillaries. So to maintain the equilibrium, pressure gets maintained due to this high partial pressure, high level to the low level. Means oxygen from the area to the lower partial pressure, means partial pressure of carbon dioxide of blood entering pulmonary capillaries is 45 mmHg, while partial pressure of carbon dioxide in alveolar, means in capillaries carbon dioxide pressure is higher, and in pulmonary alveolar air, that is carbon dioxide pressure is 40 mmHg. So obviously from high level to the low level, carbon dioxide moves from the pulmonary capillaries, means from blood, to the alveolar air. So similarly, in the oxygen case, the oxygen in blood capillaries is only 40 mmHg, and the oxygen pressure in alveolar blood is 104. So from alveolar, so due to this difference, oxygen diffuses from the alveolar to the capillaries, means from high concentration to the low concentration pressure, low partial pressure. So this mechanism is for the exchange of gases between alveolus and capillary. So this is external respiration, means exchange of gases at alveolar level. So in next lecture we are going to learn about internal respiration. Thank you, students.